Ever wondered how much it costs to unleash the F1 beast on the track? How much would it take you back to own a real racing beast? Well, with over an estimated $15.9 million, you can have an F1 car in your garage. No one can tell you how to best spend your dough, but clearly, building a racing car ain't for the faint of wallet. Let's try to crunch the numbers by diving into the guts of these speed demons, peeling back the layers to see just how much brass it takes to turn dreams into asphalt-shredding reality. Become a part of our racing community. Subscribe now and click the bell for the latest on F1. Building blocks of speed. Folks, the actual cost of producing a race car depends on the overall setup. Not all F1s are made equal. Let's start with the skeleton, the chassis and monocoque. It's the spine holding everything together, except this spine costs your life savings. The fancy materials like carbon fiber and titanium will cost you anywhere between a cool $100,000 and a whopping $500,000. Of course, you could buy a decent house for that. But then again, how many houses can do 200 miles per hour? Carbon fiber and titanium hold things together while the race car is in a high-speed chase whose wind velocity can peel the body of a normal sedan off. The cost of the chassis is estimated to be around $629,000, and the gearbox is $314,000. You'll need a cool $155,000 for the hydraulics and $126,000 for the barge boards. But what about the engine, the heart of the beast? The V6 screaming like banshees, V8s growling like lions on espresso. Some even whisper with the electric hum of hybrid technology, all while unleashing enough power to launch you to the moon, although fuel costs might keep you firmly earthbound. And the price? A roller coaster ride around a jaw-dropping $16.25 million. For the fuel tanks, it's $28,000. Those adjustable wings that twist and turn can take you back around a cool 200 Gs. And the diffusers that suck the car to the ground for maximizing grip and minimizing tantrums from gravity are anywhere between $50,000 and $200,000. And according to Red Bull, some steering wheels have a price tag of $50,000. And finally, the unsung heroes, brakes and tires. These are the differences between podium glory and fiery oblivion. Good braking is the work of high-performance discs that could stop a runaway train and probably leave some impressive scorch marks in the process. And tires that stick to the track like gum to your shoe after a particularly sticky candy binge. Each set can set you back anywhere between $20,000 and $50,000. Halo was the unsung hero of the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix, and which saved the life of Romain Grosjean after a horrific crash. Costs around $15,000. Most expensive and affordable race cars, the $1 billion club. Since Formula One is the pinnacle of automotive extravagance, taking it home may need a few sacks of $100 bills. F1s are the high-heeled Ferraris of the racing world, dripping in cutting-edge tech like diamonds on a rapper's grill. With carbon fiber, powerful engines, and aerodynamic wizardry, these cars are basically science projects on wheels. And it's therefore no wonder they cost a cool $12–15 million per car. Then there's the endurance kings of Le Mans, the prototypes, or the marathon runners of the racing world, built to scream around a track for 24 hours straight. We're talking complex hybrid systems, materials that wouldn't melt in a volcano, and downforce so strong it could pull pigeons out of the sky. Price tag? A slightly more modest $5–10 million. Still enough to buy a decent yacht, but hey, at least you can sleep soundly, knowing your car won't spontaneously disintegrate halfway through the race. Budget beasts on the track. But not everyone has a Scrooge McDuck money vault. Thankfully, racing isn't just for the 1%. For the budget-conscious gearhead, there are options too. Let's take rallycross and supercars. These are the rowdy, mudslinging, tire-shredding hooligans of the racing world. Think of them as the punk rock to F1's classical symphony. They're simpler, tougher, and built to take a beating. Forget car payments. For about the price of a tricked-out SUV, you can own a slice of F1 glory, a show car. Think of it as the celebrity doppelganger of a real race car, with all the curves and cool paint jobs, minus the engine and gearbox. You won't be setting any lap records, but this beauty will turn heads. Imagine the Instagram gold. Their price tag, a much more wallet-friendly $50,000–$200,000. That's like a fancy car on a loan. But hey, at least you can actually afford to fix it when you inevitably smash it into a wall after a particularly enthusiastic corner. And if you're a true grassroots racer, there's always the Spec series. Think of it as the IKEA furniture of racing. Standardized cars. Everyone starts on the same playing field, and the only difference is driver skill. Price tag? A measly $25,000, $50,000. That's basically the cost of a decent used car, but instead of groceries, you get to fill it with adrenaline and the glorious smell of burnt rubber. Secondhand Speedster, several million bucks. But if you crave the real deal, the wind in your hair, metaphorically, no helmet, and the pulse-pounding history of a legendary F1 beast, then get ready for some serious sticker shock. A used car driven by icons like Senna or Schumacher can easily set you back millions. Sure, it might technically still roar, but these delicate machines are best left to the pros. Remember, crashing a piece of motorsport history isn't just bad for your wallet, it's like dropping the Mona Lisa at a frat party, not unless you're Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson has crashed an F1 and the bill wasn't pretty. But wait, a glimmer of hope. The most expensive F1 car ever sold, the 1954 Mercedes that carried Juan Manuel Fangio to victory, went for only around $30 million. Maybe if you skip avocado toast for a few decades, you can snag yourself a piece of racing royalty? Just kidding, not really. Hidden costs and unexpected factors. Okay, we've talked about the flashy parts of racing cars, the fancy engines and whizzing wings. But there's more to it than just a hefty price tag. Let's peek behind the curtain and see the hidden costs that turn car building into a real wallet workout. Building the dream, testing the nightmare. Before a car ever hits the track, it spends months, sometimes years, getting designed, tested, and tweaked. The computer simulations, wind tunnel experiments, and maybe even crashing some models. On purpose, of course. All this brainpower and elbow grease adds up, especially for top teams where these science projects can easily gulp millions before they even turn a wheel. Racing is rough, cars get bruised. Picture this. Zooming around a track at breakneck speeds, tires squealing, engines roaring. It's exhilarating, sure, but also brutal on the car. Parts wear out fast, brakes get hot enough to fry an egg, and sometimes things break. That's where a whole pit crew of specialized mechanics come in, ready to replace busted parts with fresh ones, at a cost, of course. And let's not forget, these cars need constant pampering to perform at the highest level. Who pays the bills? Follow the money. Most racing teams aren't exactly rolling in dough unless they have some big-name sponsors splashing their logos on every surface. These partnerships can bring in serious cash, but there's always a catch: meeting expectations, keeping sponsors happy, and maybe even letting them pick the paint color. Then there's the whole team to keep running: engineers, strategists, pit crews. All these folks need paychecks, adding another chunk to the already hefty bill. Beyond the numbers, passion and innovation. All right, gearheads, we've talked numbers, we've talked tech, but now let's shift gears and talk about the real fuel that drives this whole crazy world: passion. You can try, but it's hard to put a price on real passion. You see, racing isn't just about throwing money at machines. It's about pushing the limits of what's possible, about engineers and drivers dancing on the edge of physics, their hearts pounding louder than any engine. Picture a team huddled around a car, faces lit by the glow of computer screens, dissecting data, obsessing over every millisecond, every curve. They're not just building a car, they're sculpting a dream, a symphony of metal and speed. And when that dream roars to life on the track, when it corners like a ballerina on caffeine, that's the real victory. The moment the price tag fades away. But hold on, this passion isn't just a trophy on a shelf. It's the reason your everyday car keeps getting safer, gets better gas mileage, and handles like a dream. Racing is the proving ground, the lab where ideas get tested, where the impossible becomes possible. Those fancy brakes on your SUV? Yeah, thanks to some daredevil pushing the limits on a racetrack a few years back. So yeah, the numbers are staggering, and the cars are mind-blowing. But remember, they're just tools, instruments in a symphony of human passion and innovation. The next time you hear the roar of an engine, don't just see the price tag. See the dreams woven into its gears, the dedication etched in its curves. Because that's the real story of racing, a story worth telling, a story that might just inspire you to chase your own checkered flag, whether it's on a track or in your own everyday life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Like, comment, and join our community to share your passion for the fast-paced world of Formula One.